Hi everyone, it's your girl Crest, and today's video topic is um, teenagers and their virginity. And if I must say, not only teenagers but young adults and their virginity. So I'm basically going to talk on my experience. I am currently 27. So I'm basically going to talk about my experience as a teenager and young adult university life and virginity. So, as growing up, you hear in the church, you should not have sex before marriage, and what is right and what is wrong, yada yada yada. Yeah, we've been told all of that. But yet no one, well, I can't say no one, but yet sometimes we don't get the actual lesson that we need to know and we need to hear, quite frankly, because sometimes even our parents are shying or a little shy to tell us, or talk to us about sexual intercourse. I remember when I became a young lady, probably when I became 14 or 15, my mom sat me down and she talked to me. She spoke to me about sexual intercourse and what you do now that you're seeing your menstruation and what you should not do because of that. The stuff, the normal mother-daughter talk she had with me. But for some young ladies out there, they do not have this mother figure or someone who would sit them down and talk to them and let them know that, hey, it's okay to see your menstruation, it's okay to go through these cycles and so on, and what are the do's and what are the don'ts. Okay, so I'm going to share my experience with you. Firstly, most young adults or teenagers have sex in high school for the very first time, and I remember having my boyfriend I had about 3 boyfriends or two boyfriends in high school. And I remember the very first one, he would tell me that you need to pass it up. If you love me, if you really love me, you will give it to me. And quite frankly, I was somewhat naive, right? It's not like I passed it up or anything, but I was a little naive, and of course I didn't, but he would do things in front of me with other young ladies and touch them and play with their hair, and these things made me feel bad. So I felt like, hey, if I give it to him, he would probably treat me better or whatever. But then I remember this one teacher, she told me, shout out to Miss Chanel. She would normally have talks with the young ladies and stuff, and she was like, you don't need to do anything if someone says that they can love you and you can pass it or you can do what they want because they say they love you. But now I'm wiser, and you should too. I'm going to share my experience because there were times and there were opportunities where I could have done it with him, but I realized that if me not giving him makes him treat me like this, much less when I do give it to him, right? Why still give it? So, ladies, young ladies, hold on. Your time is going to come. Your period is going to come. Okay, just take my advice on it. The other thing is, these young men, most of them, or if not all of them, some of them want to lock you down. And in Guyana terms, we say lockdown. They lock you down, right? And this simply means that they they have intercourse with you, and then they ejaculate inside of you so that you can be possibly impregnated, and you would have to bear a child or bring that child into the world and worse yet if you have to do an abortion, which we don't want to go down that lane, because I personally believe that every child is a gift from God, and if that child is going to come in or out of wedlock, then let that child come. So just keep it together, because young men out there, they can try to trick you and they can try to lock you down. And even when you get that child for that young man, that is not a symbol that he would stay with you. Okay, so don't ever make that mistake that, oh, if I just give him what he wants, he would stay. No, baby, he ain't gonna stay if he doesn't want to stay. Alright, so don't ever think just passing it up gonna make he stay with you. No, that's not the case. Alright, the third thing is be very, very very mindful of married men. Yes, those men with the ring on the fingers, they're no, be very mindful of them. Those are the ones that are very, very sly. They try to trick you. They try to trick you into believing that, oh, they could give you what you want. And when I say give you what you want, I mean material things. They can give you your time, of course, on a limited schedule. They can give you rides, probably because they have their own vehicles. They can buy you what you want, probably a nice boots, a nice phone, upgrade your phone to what you have, because probably your parents can't afford to give you the latest iPhone or the latest Samsung or the latest tablet, something of that sort, right? They can give you what you want. But no, honey, think about the next 5 years from now. Will that man still be with you? I remember one thing my big brother told me. He was like, because yes, married men do come to me, right? Because when you're trying to keep it lit and keep it all in order, the enemy comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy, right? So people do come to me, and I've had experiences with married men who try to force themselves onto me and these things, right? So be very careful of them. And know their deceptive ways, because they will come and they will tell you, oh, me and my wife agreeing, or she always on my nerves and we always got some issue, and you are the one now trying to sympathize with that person. But no, that's their scheme of hovering over you, so that they can get what they want, so that you can sympathize with them. You can be all caring, because trust me, ladies, as women, we are nurturing creatures. We are born like that, right? So we are innately caring people. So we hearing that, we sympathize. We say, oh, alright, and we call up, we check up how you're doing. He married, leave him alone. Alright, and even if he ain't married and he got 2 people, leave him alone. One of my trick is, when married men, even if they're not married, and they come and approach me, because I have a fiance presently, I would say, sorry, but I'm not interested, and I like my peace. Sometimes I don't say, okay, I have a fiance and start, I don't need to explain myself. I'm telling you I like my peace, and you need to step back, because in the present moment, it doesn't look like trouble. It looks like all fun, and it looks like, oh, I can do what I want at this moment. But no, there's a backlash to it. Alright? So just be very careful with these men out there, and do your part in staying focused. Because trust me, love ladies, you need to keep your head on, or else things can go in the wrong direction, and in the wrong direction very fast. Right? I'm not perfect, but I'm just giving you my experience on what I would have learned. So just be careful with those things. And those are basically my 3 advice to you on your virginity. Be very careful of how you go about life, because it's not just me saying, oh, the word of God says you should wait until marriage. No, no, it does say that, but there's a process before you get married, and no one talks about the difficulties and the hurdles you have to go through in between that. Because yes, there's going to be that guy that you really really like. Yes, there's going to be that guy that you probably kissed and you felt all tingly and things. I know sis. I know how it feels, right? So just try to keep it together, try to keep a focus, and know that in the end, once you keep it together, your life would be much more simpler, and you won't have to be living with regrets in the end. Because of course, let's say 5-6 years from now, you want to get married and you want to have a family, you won't have to think about these different people that you would have been with. And in the word of God, we talk about soul ties and different things, and we don't want your soul to be trapped. And quite frankly, ladies, we are receivers. We emotionally receive things and receive persons into our soul. As a man comes into your life, or have you have sexual intercourse with him, you receive all his emotions and all the persons that he would have been with, and all these things is much more deeper than just a feeling of, oh, this feels nice in the moment. It's much more than that. So before you get involved with these things, or sexual intercourse, just be very mindful and very alert, because the enemy comes to steal, to kill, to destroy, and he would try anything to destroy your future, and you never know what could happen. You could ever get an STD, you can get AIDS. I mean, this is not something frequently talked about these days, but there are things out there that can hinder you from progressing in your future, and that's not the will of God for our lives. Okay, his will is that we should all succeed, and he has a hope and a future for us. That's in his word. Alright, so that's your girl quest for today. I just hope that you would have learned something from those 3 advices. You can comment in the comment section. Just let me know what you like, what you dislike, and what you would like from me to discuss in my next video. Bye for now. Take care and be safe in this season.